Who's this?
It's me. Hey, last week the Washington Post, a paper, ran a piece that claimed the biggest leaseholder in Canada's oil sands were the evil right-wing Koch brothers. Evil right-wing Koch brothers. That's triply redundant for those in the media. The whole point was to tie them to the oil sands, to kill the Keystone Pipeline, because, you know, we're so much better off paying extortion to the Saudis while waiting for cars that run on unicorn spit. As John Hinderaker of the Powerline blog points out, the claims were wrong. So do these Post writers admit their error? No. Instead, they claim, hilarious, this is awesome, that the value of their piece does not depend on truth, but in stirring up conversation. They said, quote, the Powerline article itself and its tone is strong evidence that issues surrounding the Koch brothers' political and business interests will stir and inflame public debate in the election year. That's why we wrote the piece. Oh, okay, so you misreported on purpose to get real reporters to expose you as incompetent boobs. Congrats. Mission accomplished. You're a joke. Now, I never call for a reporter to be fired over a mistake, but to defend your ineptitude as a conversation starter like it's a game of categories, you should be working as a clown at children's birthday parties, not reporting for a major paper. But it won't matter. The Post will just double down anyway. Look for a Pulitzer for these boobs soon. Is there a special Dan Rather category? All right, so you know, right before the show, the Post responded to a request by one of our producers. They write, we didn't write the piece to stir debate. We wrote the piece because others were using the information to stir debate. We were taking note of that and providing the broader context. That's baloney. They started it with this article. And then they're basically running away. They're distancing themselves from this blog. But, Dana, are these really journalists or advocacy journalists?
Well, so before I was in the White House press office, I was the spokesperson for the White House Council on Environmental Quality. You're a Republican spokesperson in Washington, D.C. You've probably gone round and round the mulberry bush with Juliet Alpert at some point on an environmental story. I take their pieces with a grain of salt. I do think that this was actually, just on the merits, wrong. Their rebuttal to Hinderaker's piece had to be like longer than the piece that they wrote in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. Andrea, if a non-liberal writer had used this excuse, like, oh, I just made all this stuff up to start a debate, how quickly would he be laughed out?
And it was others who were using the information. God forbid we'd actually fact-check the information. No, we don't have a role to do that. And then they were trying to say that they just simply host the blog. It was pretty weak on its face. What I don't understand is why the progressives are so singularly obsessed with the Koch brothers. These are pro-gay, pro-life, pro-legalization of marijuana. They fund the arts. They fund the sciences. They're trying to cure cancer. They fund the Metropolitan Museum. They're actually not these crazy right-wingers. Why they're so obsessed with them? Why, Bob, do you hate them so much? They sound like liberals Republicans that liberals can love.